You're sitting at the kitchen table, morning light, coffee going cold, your phone buzzes. It's a family group chat. Someone posts a screenshot. Green numbers. Lots of them. Bitcoin. Your cousin says, I should have bought more. Your uncle replies, it's fake money. Your grandma asks if it's that thing criminals use. You don't say anything because honestly, you kind of don't get it either. You know it went up. You know people got rich. You also know people lost their shirts. And every explanation sounds like it was written by a tech bro who hasn't seen sunlight since 2014. So you do everyone. You Google YouTube. You get hit with charts, rockets, laser eyes, and a guy yelling that fiat is dead. And somehow you're more confused than before. Because here's the catch nobody explains. Bitcoin feels like a win when you finally get it. Like you cracked the code. Like you're early. But the moment you think you understand it, the rules change. Prices move. Narratives flip. The system starts tempting you to do something. Buy more. Sell now. Stake. Leverage. Don't miss out. And most people, they don't lose because Bitcoin is magic or evil. They lose because they never understood what game they were playing. Bitcoin hits different once you understand it. But if you don't understand the rules, you give it right back. That's what we're fixing today. Visual cue. Rocket emoji blasting off gives suddenly hits turbulence. Here's the real problem. Bitcoin is explained like it's a religion or a casino. You're either told it's the future of money or that it's a scam for idiots. No middle ground. No plain English. So people treat it like a lottery ticket. Buy, watch, panic, sell, rinse, repeat. And statistically, that's exactly what happens. Studies on investor behavior across stocks and crypto show the average person dramatically underperforms the thing they invest in. Not because they're dumb, because they buy when it feels safe and sell when it feels scary, which is the opposite of helpful. Bitcoin is basically a roller coaster with no seatbelt. If you don't know why it moves, every dip feels personal. Every pump feels like validation. And that emotional whiplash is where money disappears. The trap isn't Bitcoin. The trap is thinking Bitcoin is about getting rich. It's not a finish line. It's infrastructure, like roads, or the internet, or plumbing. Important, boring underneath, wild on the surface. And most people skip the boring part. They jump straight to price, which is like judging a house by Zillow screenshots and never checking the foundation. And if you've ever felt lost, overwhelmed, or late, good news. That's almost everyone. According to surveys, a huge percentage of crypto holders can't explain how Bitcoin actually works beyond number go up. So if you're confused, congrats, you're normal. Let's fix that. Quick intro. My name's Jake. I'm obsessed with how money actually works. Not hype, not fear, not guru nonsense. This channel is about explaining complicated financial systems in a way that doesn't make you feel stupid or guilty. This is education and entertainment only. I'm not your financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Talk to a professional before making decisions that could mess with your life. Cool. Now let's explain Bitcoin like you're 5. Imagine a notebook, a big notebook. Everyone can see it. No one can erase pages. Every time someone trades money, a line gets written down. That's it. That's Bitcoin. No coins flying around. No secret vaults. Just a shared notebook that says, this person sent this amount to that person. Now, here's the twist. Normally, banks own the notebook, their CG. Who gets an account which transactions count when things settle what gets reversed? And they're not evil. They're just incentivized. They make money by being the middleman. Bitcoin says, what if no one owned the notebook? Instead, thousands of computers around the world keep copies. They all check each other. If one lies, it gets ignored. So trust isn't based on vibes or logos. It's based on math. That's the part people miss. Bitcoin isn't trying to replace your credit card tomorrow. It's trying to answer a different question. What if money didn't need permission? Now, here's where things shift. Phase 1 versus Phase 2. Phase 1 is discovery. You learn Bitcoin exists. You hear stories. You see price charts. Everything feels abstract. Phase 2 starts when you understand why it exists. Scarcity. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin. No emergency printing. No policy meetings. No up. That's emotionally powerful in a world where money gets created constantly. And once you understand that, Bitcoin stops feeling like a gamble and starts feeling like a statement, which is exactly when people get themselves in trouble, because psychologically, scarcity triggers urgency. Your brain says, if this matters, I need it now. Externally, every app, exchange, and influencer is happy to help you get exposure, notifications, price alerts, limited opportunity language. The system smells confidence, and confidence is profitable, so rewards feel justified, because after confusion comes clarity, and clarity feels like permission. Visual cue. Light bulb turns on, give shopping cart appears, let's talk numbers. Simple ones. Bitcoin's supply grows more slowly over time. Every 4 years, the rate of new Bitcoin gets cut in half. That's called the halving. Less new supply, same or growing demand. Basic economics. Now zungauchi. Over long periods, assets with limited supply tend to hold value better than assets that can be created infinitely. That doesn't mean straight up. It means volatile, but durable. Here's the boring part nobody likes. If you bought Bitcoin and did nothing for 4 years historically, you did far better than people who tried to trade it. Same pattern as stocks. Vanguard and Dalbar studies show the average investor underperforms because of timing mistakes, not asset choice. Behavior. Bitcoin punishes impatience harder than almost anything else, which is why boring wins. Not leverage, not day trading. Not this time is different. Time, understanding, position sizing, visual cue, zoomed out chart, smoothing out chaos. Let me tell you about 2 people. Same year, same curiosity. Alex hears about Bitcoin during a run-up, buys because everyone's excited, watches it go up, feels smart, then it drops. Alex panics, reads doom threads, sells. Months later, it recovers. Alex feels betrayed by Bitcoin, by the internet, by life. Alex decides it's a scam. Jordan hears about Bitcoin and does something weird. Jordan ignores price, spends time understanding what it is, what it isn't, where it fits. Jordan decides. This is long-term insurance, not a lottery ticket. Buys slowly, doesn't watch charts, doesn't brag. 5 years later, Jordan isn't rich overnight, but Jordan isn't stressed because Jordan never expected Bitcoin to pay rent. According to behavioral finance data, investors who set rules and timelines dramatically outperform those who react emotionally, not because they're smarter, because they're calmer.